What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's episode, you'll notice that I'm in my backyard away from the office and trying to do some social distancing. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about what year of university is the hardest. That's a question I've been getting in my comments quite often, and I figured I'd address it. But before we get too far into this video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below for any future video ideas you may have. So to answer which year of engineering is the hardest, I'm going to break down each of the 4 years. Engineering school is 4 years in most Canadian and US as well as European countries. So that's usually what I'm going to break it down. All curriculums are fairly similar and they all cover usually the same kind of matters. First year is where you learn the fundamentals of engineering. So that'll be a case of learning physics, chemistry, electricity, calculus, as well as, other random electives. Overall, it's where you learn the basics of engineering, and it's really where you get to adapt to what the university life is. You may be coming from college or high school directly into engineering, and that's where you have to adapt yourself to the workload and the troubleshooting and problem solving skills that you'll need to work through the university program. In second year, that's the year where you master the fundamentals. So you'll have a lot. So in first year, you'll have the mechanics, the physics, the calculus courses. In second year, you'll master the calculus by having differential equations. You'll master the mechanics by having strengths and materials classes. You'll have different materials classes to understand the composition of materials, and you'll have other more in-depth courses that will relate and advance your knowledge that you've learned in first year. So third year is the heavy lifting year. That's where you have the most amount of coursework as opposed to first and second year in terms of actual information that you have to ingest. So this is where you really master whatever discipline you're into. You'll notice that first year and second year are fairly generic. Third year is really where you're going to be discipline specific. So if you're into civil engineer, you'll be doing civil engineering courses such as steel design, concrete design, wood design. If you're in mechanical engineering, you'll be learning about finite element analysis, you'll be learning about vibrations, you'll be learning about all sorts of discipline specific courses. Fourth year is, in all cases, is usually a final project. In Canada, it's usually referred to as a capstone project, where you take all the information that you've learned about your engineering discipline and you apply it to a specific project or problem. So in some cases, it might be a case of modeling a high-rise or designing a bridge, or inventing a new type of robot, depending on the discipline that you're into. So now to get back to answer which is the hardest, well, it really depends on what you quantify to be as hardest. If you mean the hardest in terms of adapting to a new environment, well then first year is the hardest. If you mean the hardest in terms of coursework, third year is the hardest. If you mean the hardest in terms of pure hours that you're going to be dedicating towards school, well, I can guarantee you fourth year is the hardest. That's when you put the most hours into your project. In terms of second year, it's really a case of applying the fundamentals. So they each have their own difficulties, and it really depends on who you are as a person in terms of being able to overcome those challenges. So again, I might think that third or fourth year is the hardest, and some others might think first year is the hardest. It really depends on who you are and what your strengths and weaknesses are. So again, I hope you've enjoyed this quick video here in my backyard. As always, please subscribe to the channel, comment down below for any future video ideas you may have, and like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you.